No, I got to lean in.
What's going on, everybody? It is me again. It is time to lean in, bitch. We're here for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, episode 13, titled Unfashionable Behavior. That's what it was called, Chad. What's going on, Jamie, Chad, and Antonio? He's having some low budget. Chad, we can't see you. You know that, right? I don't know if you're trying to make an entrance or something, but I just want to let you know in case. Let's take a moment of silence for Chad's black eye.
And I did it, so we ain't gotta have.
We know black eye, baby. It ain't no mystery. Me and Antonio did it.
Nobody knows who did this.
Yeah, you know, and I know.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
we just don't want to talk about it.
Nonetheless, we're here for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And title. If you see this title that I gave earlier, this stupid black eye. These are my sentiments. I am so over this stupid ass shit, and I say that so in the way that I mean it because it's so dumb. Like, it's so dumb to me. We talked about this, I think, 2 weeks ago. We hadn't had a show in 2 weeks. Happy New Year to everybody, by the way. This is not the first lean of the year, but the first Real Housewives of Salt Lake City lean. And thank God next week being the finale because I am truly tired. I'll say that. I don't know how y'all feeling, but I'm truly tired. Nonetheless, like this video, subscribe. It's gonna be, a good show. All four of us are here. I've been seeing some of these comments. Somebody said, y'all need to go back to the 4-person panel. Child, listen, the lean is gonna right. Because Tuesday it was Antonio and I. And they felt like we weren't giving all the I'm like, child, listen, we can't cover everything. And 2, you're gonna get 2, you may get 3, you may get 4, but somebody gonna be here always, okay? All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. BKZ Empress, Carrie's in the chat, Morgan D. What's going on? I miss you too, Morgan. And like Carrie says, let's not even give Heather the attention that she's seeking. Unfortunately, Chad already did. You can see. Chad is giving her. Next you're gonna have all these little girls and boys black in their eye thinking it's cute.
She ain't no trendsetter like that.
I don't know.
Chad is laughing at her, not with her.
Chad, Chad wears that black eye so well. It's very fitting.
It looks good on him. It does.
It does.
Wow. So this is going to be a roasting lean. I see.
Well, you did it, so we just talking about it. What's going on, Jamie? How you doing today?
It's been a while. I'm doing great. Happy New Year. It's good to see Chad. I've always said he resembles Heather quite a bit. So it's good to see him taking his final form, that wide back. Hey, Antonio.
Hey, Jamie.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm blessed.
That's good.
My face is clear because none of y'all have hands. None of y'all would dare touch me.
Yeah.
If given the opportunity.
You bruised.
I was just playing.
Not dainty. Let
me book me a flight to Texas on these points Southwest just gave me.
Do it.
Chad, they gave me the same points too.
You said what, Antonio?
Talking about Chad comment, they gave me them little points too, but okay, that's another conversation. Go ahead.
Yeah, you claim you was done with them regardless, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I'll use them.
I'm gonna get into the show.
Okay.
Right.
This conversation is more exciting than the episode.
Y'all can text each other, okay? Y'all gotta get the numbers right. All right. So I didn't know. So last time we did this 2 weeks ago, it was myself, Antonio, and Jamie, right? Or was it?
Yeah.
I was here last time.
Wait.
No, it was us 3.
Yeah.
Jamie was the week before, I think, or something like that.
Are you sure? Because I thought
because we had on Christmas sweater.
Yeah. The week before it was just me and you because nobody else could, and then the week after I couldn't, and then they could.
Okay, child.
Look, this show has us forgetting what the hell we doing.
Exactly. All right. So in this episode, the last week's episode, they talked about the eye, the annoying eye. Heather, on one moment she wants to talk about it, one moment she doesn't. One moment she knows who did it, one moment she doesn't. It's just back and forth. I've actually seen people talk about it on social media, like pages like Queens of Bravo and Faces by Bravo. Just very popular Bravo ish pages, and they come with their own theories. Even they're over it. So I don't feel bad in saying that I'm over it. I'm just over it. I really don't want to talk about it, but we have this platform, so we're gonna talk about what we can. Yes, Sammy, child. Somebody got him, child. Finally, thank God. And I hope somebody else gets the other eye because she's getting on my goddamn nerves. All right. So in this episode, they continue at the table, and the last thing that was asked of Heather was for Whitney saying, who did it, whatever. And Heather doesn't really answer the question. They go to her confessional where she says, she's protecting herself, this whole dramatic whatever she's trying to do. And so in this week, we pick up in the same area, same part of the episode, more investigation about the eye. And at this point, Whitney in her confessional, she's kind of looking at Jen Shah as possibly, being, I guess,
a perpetrator.
Right. Because she feels like every time, Heather speaks, she does ask Jen, like, what happened with my eye? Like, it's like she's looking for her for some kind of reason. But while all in the same, we talked about this last time. I don't think Jen Shah did it, but production and all the girls are really trying to make it seem like it is. And I really wish if she did, it just comes out when she goes to jail.
Not at the sentencing. It's on the list.
That's probably when it's gonna come out.
Hopefully, because this is stupid. At the reunion, she's not there. So my thing is, if she ain't there, I don't want to hear shit about this damn eye. Especially as it relates to them accusing her of doing it. I don't want to hear about it because she's not there.
Tamra from the OC said on her podcast that Heather hurt her eye like a day or two before the trip. And so if you look at footage, her eye is like a little red and swollen, and it normally takes 2 to 3 days for a good bruise to really, really form.
No, it does not.
Like, not as someone Molly wants you like that.
Past, and that shit popped up immediately.
Oh, please.
Lady eyes.
No, but it don't take no 2 or 3 days
no
for eye to pop up swollen and black. So, like, you guys have, I'm sure.
I don't think it takes 2 days. I would say maybe
not 2 days.
I don't even think a full day. If somebody,
it's amazing to me.
That next morning, your shit gonna be black and swollen.
It's amazing to me how Tamara has the scoop on every single Housewives franchise across the board. She knows everything that's going on behind. She knows
everything and nothing at the same time.
She didn't know she was going to be fired. That's for sure.
Oh Lord,
she didn't. But from this whole conversation, after all this back and forth about the eye, we get nowhere. Dana, which is Chad's fave, she speaks of, and I'm just gonna say this: Dana's getting on my fucking nerves.
I love her.
It's so annoying. Actually, she's so annoying.
She is annoying. She is not my fave. Let's be clear.
You said you liked her.
I said I don't mind her, but she is definitely annoying.
If you don't mind somebody, you like them. I mean,
no. I don't mind Candace this season, but I don't necessarily like her.
You know what? If you want to try to do that, you want a whole different show, you want to do that, you can get another eye right now.
Hey, Candace.
Okay,
Candy Gal.
But in this moment, she, derails the whole conversation, and she talks to Jen, and before she can even speak, Jen is just like, girl, we good, we ain't got no problem. I let you drive me in this thing earlier. And so she's like, no, what I really want to tell you is that there was somebody that was a part of your case. They pled guilty, and now they are an informant. And they've been telling me some things about you and blah, blah, blah. And Jen is just like, well, listen, if you ain't gonna say all of it, like, just shut up. Don't talk about it. Like, I don't want to hear about it, because what you are saying, if you don't have facts, which she makes sense, if you don't have facts, you shouldn't be talking about it. I think that's very valid, especially in this case. I don't know what Dana was trying to do. And so Jen tells her to check her sores. And, she just was just going off. So, of course, she storms off. And I kind of want to get y'all thoughts on this, because, I mean, at this point, we know that Dana, she doesn't really care for it. She feels like she talks to people crazy. But it's like, in this moment, I don't understand Dana's purpose. Are you trying to give her a heads up? Are you what was the purpose of it? I don't know. Chad, you go first.
Dana is trying to be the Asian representation of the show once Jen leaves. She's trying her hardest, and she's still not interested enough. It's just like, we don't care of what you know. Even if she knew a bunch of facts, I still don't think we would care to hear from her.
Well, on this franchise, here's the thing. If she was in a position on any other franchise, she would be a really good newbie who's coming in with receipts, with bones, who's got gossip. But the thing on this show is, and Whitney called it out, she goes, this is what we deal with, and we've learned that this is the dance that we do. Mm-hmm. She has no backup when she's coming in here. These women, when it comes against Jen, like for some reason, she's like off limits to the rest of them. So she really picked the wrong lady to try to come and like out on TV, because they have some weird pact about not trying to take Jen Shaw down, and that's so weird to me. But on any other franchise, I think that she would be really well, because they'd be like, oh, damn, she came in guns blazing. But it's just not working on Salt Lake right now.
Well, this ain't no other franchise.
She didn't come with any receipts either. She just kind of came with a hearsay. Even if she would have dropped the person's name, they would have, blurred it out and everything, so nobody could hear what she was saying. So she could have. I agree with Jen. If you gonna go there, then go ahead and take it all the way home, or don't say shit at all. Yeah. I think it seems like Dana, I guess, like I agree with Chad, she's vying for some type of position on that show.
Yeah. She ain't never get it. She won't get it.
And I also don't think that necessarily it's not about her or the ladies having a pact where they can't go for Jen. I do think that even though they kind of, some of them may not like Jen, or maybe even deep down inside they may not feel that she's innocent, I also still feel that there's some type of a pact there where they don't want to run her all the way down on that show, being that she still has the trial and sentencing coming up. Yeah. So I think that's also another reason, and clearly we see that they kind of.
Well, they're gonna run. I think they're gonna run her down going forward
on Friday.
Since she pled guilty, I think that like we see Lisa and already striking back on social media and stuff like that. They tell her spend time with your family. In other words, girl, you're going to jail.
I think at this point, because she has pled guilty, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's fair game, but kind of is.
I would be, if I was guilty of something, I would just shut up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
My shit would have been deleted.
Yeah.
Well, we've already
be on
seen
social media.
Yeah.
Well, tell Jen good luck. But Dana did a couple of things wrong. Like, she came in with like literally zero alliance. Her only alliance was with Meredith. And we know Meredith is not going to go up against Jen Shaw. She doesn't have any other ties to anybody else. I feel like they cut a lot of her scenes out that maybe would give us a little more backstory as to how this has come up. But the only time we ever hear her speak is like her just ranting about Jen Shaw. And it's like, this is very random. They cut out her scene where she was telling Whitney about the actual informant and what led up to that. I think they've cut out like 2 other scenes about it. So it really does just feel random.
They cut out a lot of whatever that event was when they was wearing the pale or the lilac color, whatever. Like that was Whitney's event. They cut out. That
was the big thing in the trailer we wanted to see.
Yeah, that was one of the best things in the trailer.
And I think they changed it ahead of.
Was that where the whole Dana said the thing to Jen thing?
Put some money on the books.
I think that's the end of the. I think that's the end of the
finale.
The finale. Because I remember the person that said it to Jen had like a long ponytail, but Dana at that event on the scene, she didn't have a long ponytail.
No, that was
Did anybody have one?
Yeah.
That's
Angie K.
No, Angie K had a long ponytail.
But Dana is the one that
she always has a long ponytail.
Put some fucking money on your books, bitch. That was her for sure.
Oh, that was
to go back and look at that trailer.
I think they cut it. Bravo has been cutting a lot of stuff out. From they advertise it, and they cut it out because I think once it's in trailer, the girls go back and be like, we don't want this in. I don't know. Especially with this in this case, that she did plead guilty. I'm surprised they showed it all. To be honest, they shouldn't have showed it all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I'm mad. Bravo. And that's the downside to fucking filming these episodes literally within 2 months after another season happens. You want to hurry up and push a product out. Yeah. And so you get everybody excited, and these women are really gunning for it and they're doing it. And at the end, you're like, oh, well, maybe we need to cut this out because the trial hasn't finished or this hasn't happened yet. And it's like, it's not going to affect anything. Like, the evidence is there. Like, these women could all get on there and say Jen Shaw 100% did not do it, and the state of New York is going to be like, well, this says differently. Like, it's not going to change anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think somebody did mention Meredith, that kind of being Dana's only friend. And in this moment, after Jen storms off, Meredith is upset. She's irritated, mainly because, it was Dana and Angie K that did go back to Lisa with the whole SEC stuff. But also in this moment, she's basically what she said is that I wouldn't be coming for somebody, especially if I was a guest. And how did y'all feel about Meredith saying that? Because basically, like, girl, you don't even go here, but you bringing up shit like this. I think it's very telling for Meredith to feel that way about Dana. I don't know who is Dana's friend. I feel like Dana don't know who her friends are, and I think it's very easy for her to be kind of pushed out because.
Yeah.
Other than Lisa, Lisa probably bring her in. I feel like Lisa,
because they seem pretty close now.
I don't think they're close. I just think that it's convenient,
Yeah.
And I think that, but I feel like it would be very hypocritical for Dana to become friends with Lisa because Jen and Lisa are certainly becoming the same kind of person in a sense.
Yeah,
they really are. They both are them type of friends. Like you're my friend. You can't be my friend. If I'm wrong, don't they both have the same personality.
Well, they're perpetual victims. They're
correct.
Perpetual
martyrs. It would be very
martyrs
for Dana to befriend her. It's like, girl, no, just befriend Whitney. Take Whitney. You take her.
Oh God.
Because
Dana's too
you can beat her ass and give her a black eye, and she's still gonna ride for you. Take Heather.
Yeah, take Heather. Well, take Heather. Yeah, please take Heather, please. Okay.
Dana gonna bring Mary Cosby back.
Oh, I love it. Did they know each other?
Yeah. She said she's trying.
No, Meredith said she was trying. He said, I thought you said Dana, Chad.
I said Dana gonna bring Mary Cosby back.
Oh, no, she bring her back. I gotta stand.
Okay.
I gotta be like, oh yeah, I gotta go. I'm just saying, I gotta go if she bring her back, but that'll never happen. So I'm not even gonna give myself up about it. To finish this scene off, the ladies at the table have their own discussion about whether or not Jen is guilty. They're having these conversations. They basically, this is the first time they've actually said that Jen may very well be guilty. Although pleading guilty, saying she's innocent now, she may actually be guilty. And the girls kind of talk about it. And Whitney says that if she is indeed guilty, she's going to make a conjugal visit.
I was like, what?
She had a Portia moment.
I was like, huh?
Right,
she had
Chad.
a Portia moment. I was really like, girl, a conjugal visit of all things?
Why she just couldn't say? Why she had to add conjugal in it? Why she just couldn't say
I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, you know what, Whitney, you are.
If you like it, I love it.
Did y'all catch Jen's comment when she was talking? And she was like, I don't even know the bitch. I just know she has gray hair and I gave her a fucking box of color.
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't hear.
I did not hear. I did not hear
that. Okay, so she was in the back room. He was in the back room and she was going off. She's fast. She was like, I don't even know the bitch. Like, she I just know she has gray hair and I gave her a fucking box of color. So basically, I guess she had some grays in her hair at some point in the trip, and she gave her. They showed the clip of her giving her like a. It wasn't just for me, but one of those little dyes.
She gave it to Dana
to dye the gray hair. She said that
she got a lot of gray hair, so like that's not.
Yeah, it wasn't like that didn't just come on the trip. She got like a lot. Like,
well, maybe she got her own box, and what Jen was saying was like, I helped this bitch get rid of her grays. How could she do this to me? That was the only moment I actually laughed in the actual episode. Okay, so a couple things happened in this episode. Meredith is hosting a fashion show for her sister's cause, and so they have a small scene with her and Brooks. They're kind of talking about the guest list. She is going to invite everybody, including Lisa. She says she doesn't feel like she should, not include her because whatever they're going through, she felt like she should be there because it's for charity. I thought that was very big of her because if that was Atlanta or any other show, Potomac, or hell, maybe even Beverly Hills, they would have said, I'm not inviting that girl.
Mm-hmm. It has been all of those at some point or
another. It has been like
all of them
have
times. Not been invited.
Yes.
Yeah. Did y'all have any thoughts on that? I mean, the fashion show happens later, so we'll talk about the fashion show, but this was just her and Brooks and her, was it her daughter? It was a daughter, right?
I think it was her daughter.
Her sister. They all look alike. I ain't gonna lie. No, they do. All right. So then we get Angie Harrington again. Angie Harrington she has it's so interesting seeing that they gave her, a spot on the reunion couch. I mean, I guess because Jen wasn't there, they probably told all the girls to come because at this rate, they are really the ones that's kind of guiding the show, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah.
Even Dana with no presence and no friends, like she is still intertwined, and I don't know. I'm gonna be interested to see what she says and what happens at the reunion. But Angie H meets up with Heather, And Angie wants to know what happened with the black eye. She found out about the black eye at this untelevised fucking filmed event that they cut out. What they were talking about. So she found out about it, and she's like questioning Heather about the damn eye. And she just feels like, why she's asking questions like, why are you saying Jen's name last? Did y'all feel like that was weird? She said her name last?
No. She was literally naming them. I thought she was reaching.
Yeah, no, but she does that all the time. She did that at the table. She kept looking at Jen. Jen, do you want to say something, Jen? How did I get my black? Like Heather is a lot of things.
Heather is
subtle.
Dumb.
She is
She's
not.
retarded, and
she
I
is
just
not
like
subtle.
For anybody that's going through any type of abuse, please don't watch this show because Heather is a bad example, girl. She's awful.
Okay.
Like this.
And then I thought, who's gonna abuse you? Who's gonna abuse Heather?
I mean, it's just dumb. But anyway, so Angie wants to get down to the bottom of it. She tells her that she should not protect anybody. And Heather says she's just protecting herself. And that's pretty much it of the scene. Did y'all have any thoughts on the way that Angie was trying to get to the bottom of it, as her friend, trying to like figure out what happened, who did it, and kind of alluding to Jen, Chad?
I just still want to know why she is saying she's protecting herself. Like, I'm really lost at that. I don't know what it means. I don't know why she keeps saying it, but she's adamant that she's protecting herself from something. And I hope they talk about that on the reunion at least. Like, I think Andy will bring it up because I don't know what she means by it.
Do you think it could mean like where she wouldn't be called as like a witness for something, or like a character witness? Maybe
it's just very strange because I really don't know what she would be.
I don't get it either, but I'm just trying to think
can't
about
keep her story straight.
Process.
Yeah, her story is like
times,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jamie.
I'm just gonna say multiple times she said, "Well, multiple people know what happened." Well, girl, what do you mean? Whomst?
Because everybody in the room is like this.
Okay.
Everybody's like, what the fuck happened? What went on?
Girl,
they had bugs in the house.
And even with production, she's like, I don't remember. I don't want to talk about it. I do remember. I remember it all, but I don't want to talk about it. Protecting myself. I'm protecting them. I'm like, oh, girl, forget it.
Why?
Oh, my God.
This is the bigger issue for me. Why did they not show what the hell happened? They got the footage.
Okay.
They showed all that damn shit that happened at the barn between Candace and Monique. They showed all the shit that happened with Wendy and Mia a couple weeks ago. They showed a lot of stuff. They don't have
probably because it's nothing. Because nothing happened. It was an accident, and they're like, "Oh, this season is a snooze fest."
That's what I'm saying.
So
stop it.
Because clearly everybody left. That damn light was up. I mean, the camera was up and recording.
We saw somebody open the door.
We damn near saw what the hell happened with Bolo and them. I mean, we saw it.
Okay,
they made sure to keep them other cameras up so they can film that shit. So
I still want that footage
tonight.
I do want that. I do want that footage actually.
And I want footage from that room.
Bolo in that thing.
Him, Portia, and Tanya. I want to see that.
Yeah. I don't know.
You think Tanya got a strap?
Who?
Do what?
Never mind. We good. We got.
Anybody have any other thoughts on this scene between Angie H and Heather?
It was
Angie's trying. God bless.
Angie did try, but it's like
Heather is kudos to Heather for keeping this lady afloat because she is as much as Angie is putting out, she's not getting the same time as Dana and Angie K. She's not. She
got blacklisted. That's what happened when you hit too many people at one time and nobody wants to film with you. Like, girl, what's gonna happen? Like, I don't know. God bless her. I know she came with a barrel loaded, ready to like take her rightful place as a snowflake holder, and she's had a total of 2.7 minutes worth of screen time. But she makes the most of it every time she's on there.
Next, I'm telling you, Charisse to be OG. Oh God! Finally, season 7, she finally gets some camera time. I think Angie H this season, if they renew after this season, I think they can go for a good hard Dorinda break.
No, I think they can go for a break after this season.
They could definitely take a break and reevaluate what's going to happen with this show. That's just
the problem is this is what happens when you have a show that right out the gate just like explodes. And so when you come back for the other seasons, everybody is very much aware of the assignment. This season for me has not been as enjoyable as the trailer made it seem because everything feels so self-produced. Like everybody is self-aware. Everybody is trying to make something happen. Nobody's willing to work with somebody else to make it happen. And it's just like a whole bunch of rewrites in the editing room trying to put stuff together, and it's very frustrating. I'm ready for it to end. Like, I
Yeah.
have not enjoyed the season at all. I'm tired.
It has some moments, but it's just like, yeah, it's so chaotic for like no reason. And like, everybody wants to argue. There's no like, oh, I don't even feel close to these characters anymore. I just feel like
They don't feel close to each other.
I don't have any attack. Like they're all
And this damn
even like
sound
I used
effect.
to think like, oh my god, Meredith, but like now,
Yeah,
oh my god, Meredith. You know, it's just like it's nothing.
we were big fans in season 1. We went up.
I still like the SLC girls. I think that I don't know, they've lost their way somewhere in between with this whole Jen Shaw stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I think, Chad.
Yeah, I think there's really her stuff that's kind of like made it a little awkward and weird.
Yeah.
But
because nobody's addressing it.
Maybe not a recast, but maybe keep the original 4. That's gonna still be there. Jen maybe do some pop-ups.
But she gonna be in jail.
From
Conjugal
jail.
visits.
But
we don't. I don't want to know what it's like to be in jail. I don't want to see that. That's not reality.
But keep the same 4 and just really get 3 strong girls to come in and really, make it.
I think they can bring Jamie in. They can bring you in, Chad, and then let's see, Jasmine. Oh, throw a wild card in there, baby. It's gonna go down in Salt Lake City.
they need at least a good 5 or 6 month pause before they start filming. Before reunion and filming, because they literally had 6 weeks, 8 weeks. That's not enough time for anything to happen. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
I like them. They're fun when they're fun, but it's just like, oh,
they're fun.
Please go somewhere.
They done got on my nerves.
Has any other franchise had like such a? I feel like no other franchise has had such a big moment so quick on. Because
not right off the bat.
Her moment is so like huge and such a huge thing. Like, it's when you get on Twitter and like the
Beverly Hills
blog sites, you see, but I feel like this is a little different. Like when you get on Twitter and the blog sites, you see Jen Shaw's case stuff all the time, like everywhere. And even with them not being a like well-known tenured cast, a lot of people know about Jen's case. Like it's really like crazy to me. So it's like I feel like all of it is so intertwined with her case to where it takes away from the magic of the show overall.
That was season 2 of Beverly Hills. Russell killed himself right before season 2
aired.
And that was before Twitter. So the newspapers were running about Taylor getting beat up and her husband killing herself, and that completely overshadowed a season that was essentially fun until towards the end when it all came out. Yeah. So, I mean, had Twitter been around back then,
but to me that's different. I feel like this case thing, I wouldn't relate it to that only because it's like it's rough, but I mean she did that shit, so it's like whatever. Ooh. I'm sorry, it's just like it's like whatever. Shit. Like at this rate, criminals go to people go to jail all damn time for stuff they did. I'm just saying, and so related to the Taylor thing. Taylor thing, like that was just different. That was like, ooh, that was dark. And the way they went about that was this. I think they can definitely recover. I don't feel like Jen Shaw is the reason for that. Because they're starting to just now talk about her. They've been able to dance around that for like the longest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the difference is she's not owning up to it. When Teresa in season 5, when she was getting ready to go to jail, all of the women, nobody hid that. They were all openly talking about it. They were all asking questions. And Teresa kind of maintained I fucked up. I didn't read some shit. And now I'm fucked up because of my husband. Yeah. So like she owned it a little bit, but Jen Shaw is literally adamant about didn't happen. And nobody's willing to put her feet to the fire and be like,
okay, let's move on. Let's get back to the episode because we don't want to talk about Jen Shaw anymore than we have to. There were 2 small scenes. Whitney, talking to, I don't know what it was she was talking to. Was it her brother? Her brother? Okay. About, reflecting on her and Heather's relationship. Jen Shaw was sitting down with her counselor, I guess, and talking about the future of, basically that she's unsure of her future and how, the impact on her kids, her finance son, and her finance husband. Just saying. So, any thoughts on that?
When she said, "Did I fuck my kids up?" I screamed at the TV. Yes,
I did too.
You stole that shit. Yes, you. The audacity to sit there and cry on TV like you are the victim. in this scenario. Like, girl, please get away from me.
I
I
mean,
think
y'all.
he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. I think he will still get into medical school. I think the other one will still get through high school. They got a daddy. He's gonna be there now. How she may have fucked them up as it relates to her relationship. That's different.
Oh, absolutely.
But in terms of
the young son needs therapy because he had some AK-47s pointed in his face when the FBI agents raided the house.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you fucked him up.
That's
but
true.
the other son ain't fooled with you since season 1.
The other son after the
other son probably, he a little older. He probably don't want to be known like that.
I wouldn't.
So I get it, and
yeah,
I think they would definitely, because that's a lot. Like the person you don't know, all of a sudden you find out they're possibly a fraud and going to jail for up to 10 years. That is a lot, especially. Is already added stress. I'm sure medical school is extremely hard, and now you got to worry about your mom being in prison. And I just don't see them sending Jen if she goes to a Martha Stewart type of situation. She definitely gonna be in like a Lil' Kim, Remy Ma type of situation. So like real life prison where she in population with. I don't see them like really.
It's every week it starts to look even worse for her.
Worse.
It does.
It gets worser and worser.
Worser and worser.
And worser.
They went from worse to worser.
Poor
I mean, I'm sure there will be some impact on them. I think they will be fine, but the impact, I don't think it'll be where she thinks it'll be. I think it'll be different. It won't be to him getting through medical school. I think he'll be fine. And as well as the 16-year, I think he'll be fine as well. But now, long-term relationship and that type of, yes, I think that's where it'll happen.
Here's the thing that I'm concerned about. If you're very concerned with your kids and how much you have fucked them up, when you get out of jail, do not come the fuck back on reality TV. Do not open up these old wounds. Do not parade yourself around here. Exactly. And that's why hearing her talk about that, it's laughable because she's very much a narcissist. So hearing her cry, like, girl, you're not concerned about your kids. Like, this is just another scene for you. Like, you you did that shit. Like, the government is throwing even more at me. No, bitch, they are finding out more about you. Like, they're not throwing anything at you.
Well, clearly Jen Shaw ain't got no pact with Jamie because she's letting her ass
right.
Because my God, I just don't like when people obviously fuck over other people and then take zero accountability for it and pretend like everything is happening to them. I'm like, well, girl, little self-awareness.
Watching right now, yes, Chad does have a black eye, but we know who did it. He knows who did it too.
And we've already said where it came.
Yeah, we know it.
Demisio.
He is chocolate, but black eyes do still appear on his face.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the fashion show. The fashion show happens, and I don't know if y'all caught it, but Meredith's sister in those heels, I was hollering. She did not walk in those heels. Did y'all catch that or no?
I saw it.
It was a little stumble. I was like, okay,
it's a little raggedy. Like a little raggedy.
Yes, it was a little off, but I caught it. Angie K and Dana, they arrived first, and when they arrive, Meredith walks up to them, and basically she confronts them about everything they said to Lisa. But she says 5 times that she is not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
She's mad.
But she gives all these reasons why realistically she is mad, why she's upset, and why it's bothering her. And she comes to Angie K first, and she tells Angie K, like, you shouldn't have been, like, we was having a casual conversation. All this stuff was readily available online. It was public knowledge. Like, it wasn't like I was just gossiping. I'm like, okay, Meredith girl, let's be clear. You brought light to it. If I don't know it's out there and you bring it up, you are the problem. It don't matter if it was out there. How do I know if you're looking for that? I'm just saying, Meredith, you got to own that. But Angie, and then Meredith tells Angie K, well, next time we gossip about anything, we won't talk to him about it with you. That's just what it was.
Right.
And she turns to Dana and says, Dana, you were on a trip because I bought you there. So why the fuck you talking? In so many words, she didn't say why the fuck you talking, but she, in other words, like, why are you gossiping? Why are you doing anything? You supposed to sit there and eat your food. You weren't even supposed to be there. I brought you there. So next time, hush. I was like, damn, Mary.
I agree with her.
I did too.
Y'all agree with her?
She tugged her gray hair a little bit.
I agree.
I
with
do,
her
and I
100%.
really do not think that. I guess I get what she was saying. I still don't think she was mad. I do get that she was disappointed. I think she can still voice her frustrations or how she felt let down in regards to both of those scenarios and not be mad about it. It's like, y'all bitches ain't really important enough to me for me to be mad at y'all. But I was trying to give y'all a chance, so now y'all hoes done disappointed me, and you can exit
now
to the left.
Find your own friend.
Exactly. Get your own. You come at somebody else plus one on the next trip.
A birthmark.
Poor Angie.
No,
they can join the other
a
Angie.
black eye.
If she would have referenced Dana, she'd be like, Dana, you and your motherfucking gray hair need to shut the fuck up. I would have laughed so hard if she would have said that.
Oh,
she wouldn't.
If Mary
like
would have pulled a Nene and referred to Dana as gray hair, like, you know, like glasses.
Gray hair. Sit down.
You and your gray hair, go sit the fuck down or something like that.
You ain't Purple Rain, bitch. Shout out to the Great New Weeks. I'm just saying. So did y'all have any other thoughts on this whole moment before I move past to the next part? No.
I mean, somebody had to do something at that dinner. Thank God for Dana trying to stir some shit up.
But I'm glad that's how you have to do. You have to roll up on them hoes and check them, like I did check before we started filming.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Oh hey! Shout out to Tangled and who was that? Miss Johnson. They don't watch this show, but they tuning in because they haven't been to Lean all year. This is the second one. Shout out to everybody that's back with a new year. We got a lot of new content coming. New Jersey starts in a few weeks, right? This show ends soon. Potomac is slightly ending. He said Potomac is slightly ending soon. So yeah, just keep tuning in, keep leaning in, and we thank y'all for all the support too. It's gonna be another great year. Happy New Year to everybody, as Sammy just said. All right, so after this happens, Lisa arrives, and Lisa and Meredith kind of shade each other. Lisa is just like, she's going to go to show her what kindness is. And Meredith says that, of course, Lisa's going to be there because she's going to do anything to take a photo. She cares about that. I ain't going to lie. I definitely was just like, okay, I mean, Lisa.
Maybe Lisa stepped when she
was walking.
Lisa stepped.
I ain't going to lie. That was a nice walkthrough. That's a good meme.
She was tossing that hair around. She went to
Lisa looked good in that Balenciaga set. I was living for it.
That's how I feel when I'm walking through TSA pre-check. I'd be like, hold on, everybody else move. At least that's how I feel. I probably don't look like that, but she looked the fuck good. She did. Flowing. That shit was flowing. I was like, yes, Lisa.
Yes.
Baby,
did what she needed to do.
She did.
The two of them now are giving me Kyle and LVP. Like, they're friendly. They throw that shade together, but they cannot stand each other. They cannot stand each other.
I don't think they ever be the same, but I think it's going to be interesting to see, how they play nice with each other if further seasons, but then how they kind of revert back to,
I want to see how what happens with that friendship as well. So,
Desmond Duffy said, check TMZ for Jen Shaw right now. Desmond, tell me what's going on because I can't remember the show right now.
I think where they were talking about is Desmond. Where they were talking about the restraining order and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heather's restraining order.
Because I don't know. This was from a person in Las Vegas. She said Jen was, I guess, supposed to be messing with the lady husband, and the lady, Jen's supposed to be messing with the lady's husband. The lady sent Coach Shaw some shit. Jen ended up driving across state lines, got to the lady house at 2:30 in the morning to confront her. The lady had to call the police and got a restraining order against Jen. And now they're trying to use it because Jen was saying that, her character is important. And that was one of the things she was using about not going to jail for that full time, I guess, was like her character and the type of person that she is. Which brings me back to, I still think she the one that bopped Heather in the damn eye, like that Santana song. And Heather decided she wasn't going to say anything because she didn't really want to fuck Jen up like that.
Listen, not they were fighting like they were in traffic.
That sounds a mess. I'm laughing at
traffic and New Year's.
Danny coming in to my wait. Did Jamie give Chad a black eye? We don't know.
Maybe
we know Jamie didn't do it because Jamie has admitted to us multiple times that child.
Listen, I'm like Sammy, like he said.
Jamie said he fight with his words.
Just go to jail already. I agree. Like at this point, I don't want to hear shit else about Jen. Just go to jail.
God, girl, get it over with.
Please. At this rate, there's nothing Jen Shah has not done at this rate.
One, I'm gonna be so mad if Friday comes around and they do not sentence her. If they push this back again, I swear to fucking God.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna hit
If they are
Chad's other
still
eye.
collecting evidence, I could see it possibly being pushed again, maybe. If they're still collecting shit.
Oh.
I feel like Jen leaking her own stuff at this point.
Oh.
She leaking all her information on her own.
No, she leaking.
She leaking all this information on her own. She like just put it all out there.
He might be leaking, but she ain't leaking no damn information.
Okay. Disgusting. All right. So the next part of the fashion show, Angie K pulls Lisa to the side, right? And she pulls her to the side along with Dana, and she tells her that at the event, once again, that was recorded but not added to the damn show. I guess it was Whitney's event. They were wearing all this damn pastel purple
So
shit,
tacky.
you know. Yeah, it was. I'm glad they didn't show it. It looked very
low budget.
What's it called?
Easter, springtime.
Easter. What's the other event? It's a Hispanic young girls like
Quinceañera.
Quinceañera. That's it. That's like they was in. No shade. You feel offended by that? It's a damn quinceañera. Damn. Damn, it's a quinceañera.
Pronounce it one more time.
Hold up.
Pronounce it one more time.
I'm not. You can go back and watch it. Rewind it.
Let's ask Sammy. Sammy can pronounce it.
Oh, okay. So they looked a mess, and so Angie K basically
Anyway, they looked a mess.
They looked a mess. That's what I was trying to say. Whatever. So what Angie K tells Lisa is that apparently Jen and Angie and them are going to have like a conversation and like a come to Jesus moment. And from this, based off of what happened in the past, the Shaw exposed page and stuff like that, Angie K feels like that she doesn't know who Jen is anymore. She's inconsistent. And she just feels like, how could somebody that made her damn near commit suicide, how could she befriend this person? How could I went to bat for her. And then you hear Dana's little tired voice on the side. I've been saying this. She is not a good person. And I'm just like, so what are y'all thoughts? I was just like, Angie K is getting on my goddamn nerves. I'm sorry. Listen, you can't tell me that little drink poured on her head got her so mad. I don't get it. Like
she was mad that she had just got her hair blown out.
Nah, fuck that hair. I'm sorry. It's cute. She can get it back. She can get it right on back to what she wanted. Let me be quiet if I say something. Wait, what are y'all thoughts?
What you gonna say?
I thought that it was real. I thought that Jen was completely. I thought that Angie was right for giving Jen, that because her husband was out of line. He made a whole page. So it's like, It's not like Jen, it's not like Angie, being befriending Jen again or wanting to hear her out or whatever, have a come to Jesus moment. It's not like it was a bad thing. I thought the girls were just reaching. Like Jen literally, in that moment, Jen was right.
But then also Angie K, like, girl, Angie K ran Jen low, spilled all her secrets because of the drink, and now she's like, well, we're friends now. We're friends again. Never mind. Changed my mind.
And that's the kind of shit I don't like. Like,
please, girl.
We can fall out. We can have a little situation. You can be like, no, fuck you. And I can be like, no, fuck you. But the minute you start releasing shit and
leaking,
telling my business and stuff like that, I can't really fuck with you no more. And that goes for anybody at this point. That's family, friend, whomever. I can't fuck with you. All right, because I think that really reveals how that person has felt about you all along.
You've been waiting.
They just never really had a reason to really come at you sideways like that. But now you've kind of given them one, so they're gonna let your ass have it. Yeah. And also Angie H and her fat fucking elf on the shelf husband. I don't see what I don't see what the issue was. The girl was like, hey, y'all did this fucked up shit to me. I want to kind of have a conversation with y'all. It could have been strategic on Jen's behalf because of the trial and everything that's going on, maybe. Or maybe she just felt like it was on her heart and she really just wanted to kind of like clear the air. Coach Shaw seems to be like a no nonsense type of guy, and it's possible that maybe he sees Chris around or something. I don't know. So he could have just been the one to be like, maybe we should have a conversation with them to see how or where we can go from here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to call character witnesses so they can say something
Possibly.
good about her in sentencing.
What bothered me about this scene the most was that she pulling Lisa to the side. It's like, let me report back to my boss. It's just looking very calculated. It's just like Angie K. Like, I don't understand her anymore. Like, I really did at one point, but now I'm just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these newbies and these people in these shows, they just be all over the place. It's like we can't even follow you because you just like up and down. Like, I don't understand.
These newbies and these friends, they need some motherfucking discipline.
Yeah, well, you know what? Honestly, I would pour another drink on Angie K's head because she, at this point, she deserves it. Damn.
I would pour a whole bucket on her.
Yeah,
because she's a little aggravating.
She said Jen is inconsistent, but it's really her.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And of course, Dana and her damn storm hair gonna sit over there and say, yeah, that's what I've been saying all the time. I'm like, Dana, girl, nobody's listening to you, Dana. Nobody is listening to you. These girls at this rate, they're gonna accept and go with Jen Shaw, whatever, because they have some unhidden pact or whatever. It does not matter. So nobody cares. Jen is going away, but it's not gonna be because of you. She's going away because she's going to jail. That's it.
Because of herself.
Exactly. I wish Dana would just leave it alone because it's so weird. It's the most weirdest energy ever.
I didn't think at the beginning of the season that at the end of the season, Angie H would be the most tolerable friend of the show at the end of everything. Like, I really thought Dana was going to come in and like fuck some shit up. And at the end of this, I'm just like, oh, bring back Angie H and the fucking caterer that she went behind the back on. Please. I just good old days
with an agenda. Or she came in not liking Jen or wanting an issue with Jen. I can see that. So
yeah.
Was
and
she the lady whose husband Jen fucked in Nevada?
In the no, it didn't say. They only put.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Everybody knows.
It was who?
I'm kidding. Never mind. My God, let's go.
I was like, wait a minute.
All right, I'm allegedly.
Allegedly. Absolutely.
That's Jamie Square over there. Got that. You on his last name. You're not associated with the lane, okay? All right. So the last part of the fashion show is actually interesting because the fashion show starts. Angie K gets up. She sees Coach Shaw and Jen. She speaks, and Meredith gets up and does her speech as well. Nice speech, blah, blah, blah. Jen gets up, and Jen and Coach Shaw go over to Angie K and her husband with a check. I guess they asked for this invoice for all this money that is owed, is $13,000. And so Coach Shaw, basically, he has that check, and this is actually a check, child, from some settlement that I got, like $16. I don't know what it was.
Hey, anyway, come on, Experian.
No, child.
When you got the coin.
It's just a CVS settlement, child. They be giving you all that damn shit. Nonetheless, he has the check over. He's just like, here you go. I'm making sure we ain't got no more outstanding balances, dude. I'm just making sure we in the clear. And so he hands him the check. Angie K's husband looking all like, really?
Right, like, what's going on?
Really know what was going on. Honestly, I don't think he did. Angie K accepts the check. And, Coach Shaw just basically says, like, listen, I didn't know we had a problem, but in terms of the money, but anything going forward, please let us know. You know what I'm saying? And they pay off their $12,000, $13,000 debt or whatever. Thoughts?
I'm glad that they actually did that. I'm so tired of these people acting like these black people don't be paying for their motherfucking shit. Like,
that's what they gave.
If you knew that this was she legit could have, Jen is your best friend of 20 plus years. You could have told that lady, hey, you want to set up a payment plan? You want to give me like $1,000 a month, or what's going on? Like, we're going to have to work something out. I don't care how much money you have. Why are you giving somebody just $13,000, $14,000 and then wait until you get in front of a group of people like, yeah, bitch, you owe me some motherfucking money anyway? No, that is some bull.
But has she paid?
And I wish
has she paid the mama back yet?
Probably not.
She got
I doubt it.
I also wish Jen would stop saying that she spent $80,000 on Meredith's birthday as well. Like, just stop. Don't say that no more. Quit it. I mean, I guess the damage is done now, but why the fuck would you just be saying that all willy nilly on TV? Like, yeah, I guess I spent $80,000 on somebody that ain't even your good friend. You spent $80,000 on their motherfucking birthday, like that.
Like crazy, insane.
But I think Coach Shaw handled that well.
Classy.
Because let me tell you something. They had been Nene and Greg. or it could have been Dr. Kieran and what's her name? What's the husband? The wife?
Anila.
Oh, Anila.
Ooh, they would have been dressed up as a chick.
Okay.
They would have been dressed up as $13,000.
You seen how Nene acted when Greg owed the white $500.
That's what I'm saying. So
Not
if it had been anybody else, it would have probably been with a whole different way. But
a whole different way.
And what I liked about it is that he kind of led with it because I mean, realistically, it was for his party. So I know that if anything, it probably made him more upset. Maybe he didn't show it on camera, but upset that there is this, you know, unknown debt about something that was for him. Yeah, he probably was like, really? So that's what makes me, you know, I think Coach Shaw is really an innocent man. I will say that.
Yeah, definitely.
He's definitely innocent.
Like I feel like he's a very sincere person. So I felt like this was definitely something that Angie K, you know, kind of that wasn't really anything they owed, but then once she got mad at her, she made it something about it, and then now it's like now they got, you know what I'm saying? I feel like she definitely was the wrong person in this. I don't think Jen Shell tried to get over on her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Angie K, now that she has this camera time, I see that she likes it. She definitely was doing a lot of things to get on camera, and this was one of them.
Yep.
I will say, had that been a couple of other husbands on other franchises, I like that Coach Shaw only addressed Angie's husband throughout the entire interaction.
Yeah.
He kept it man to man. Even if the husband didn't know anything, he never broke eye contact. If that was Peter, if that was Joe Gorga, if that was Michael Darby,
Chris,
like, this would be not Chris. Chris would have been flirting. Allegedly.
Todd, Chris, yes, all of them. That's what I'm saying. Like that was the first time I've seen. You know, a husband kind of be like very like I didn't even catch that, but like you said, he addressed the husband. That's why the husband was like,
Yeah.
I would have
so
been
at
like,
that point, if you want to act crazy, that's between you and my wife. I'm gonna let y'all settle it.
I would do.
Because Lord knows she probably gaslit you into acting crazy. But here's my check.
Then Angie gonna say in her confessional, "Yeah, let's run to the bank in the morning, cash this check." I was like,
I mean, I was thinking it. I was thinking it.
I was
when
you cash this, it's not gonna
have said this.
But that is not gonna bounce.
It's gonna bounce regardless if you cash it tonight or the next day. And it's not because
they don't place a hold on it
because she already owed her mama a damn $1 million. I mean, let's be clear.
I know that mom's sitting at home just take me home, Lord, because I'm never going to be able to retire.
Christmas
take me home. My legs are swollen for gout. I can't get my blood pressure medication.
All right, we're gonna turn Jamie off. We're gonna turn Jamie's block off because he gone.
You see how people come back after a couple of weeks being gone, they act a damn fool. Chad came in here with a black eye.
You're hitting people.
Came in here just acting a nut.
Jamie about to make me black my other eye on my own.
We got one last scene to talk about before we lean out, or before we give up with her. If we have any callers tonight, and that scene was actually, you know what? It wasn't. I didn't think we needed it, but when I watched the scene, I thought it was kind of deep in a sense. And it can be applied to life in so many ways. So Whitney and Heather sat down, and I didn't know why they were sitting down. I thought they were sitting down to maybe talk again about their relationship. I thought Heather was gonna pop her again, push her into a wall, because that's what's been happening, or storm off. But Heather, it looks like Heather went to the meeting with already having closure to their friendship. And what she, Whitney starts out by talking about the black eye. Heather's not giving her anything. Heather is giggling. Heather is making up all these things. Heather says that, what she say? She says that she told somebody else about who did the black eye. Whitney's like, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, because we was on a friendship break. I'm like, well, girl, you even know you was on a friendship break. Was she being petty? Sure, whatever. And so they talk about it a little bit more. And so it basically Heather comes to the point to where she's like, listen, what happened? It happened between you and I. I feel like, in other words, you kind of used me to get a point across. And she said that their friendship essentially is broken. They're not, in so many words, that bad weather cannot be fixed. She feels like, she don't feel like she should have to accept her apology or have to just kind of move back close with her just because that's what Whitney wants. She felt like Whitney kind of burned that, and the relationship is broken. And I thought it was, a very interesting conversation because I feel like people have this going on all the time. You know what I'm saying? As it relates to relationship. I wanted to ask y'all, as it relates to this scene, do you feel like when a relationship is broken that it can't get back to what it was, or if it can, would it just be different? Like, what are y'all thoughts on that, Jamie?
I think if both parties want it, but the same thing is happening now with them as what we were saying was happening between Meredith and Lisa at the beginning of the show. This ain't done been, the wound isn't even scabbed over yet. Filming is forcing these two to interact with each other. I would be much more on Heather's side if she wasn't pulling like this petty, I don't know, I don't remember, I do know, I do this. Like, I wish you could astutely articulate your point with the issues and how hurt you are and leave it at that without having to bring other just like meaningless bullshit. Because for a while, the last couple of years, we thought Heather was like the mature one, right? Like, she's pretty level-headed. The last couple episodes, I'm like, girl, I hate to side with Whitney because you're making me side with Whitney.
So you side with Whitney in the sense of that, because Whitney is like trying to fight for the relationship. I guess at least it seems like it.
No, Whitney's being nosy. Whitney wants the gossip.
So you think she only wants the tea?
Yeah, she's mad because she's used to Heather bringing all of the gossip to her first, and she's not there. Both of them are petty. Both of them don't want to admit they're wrong. They're just trying to gloss over and figure out that, like, they're not listening to each other like they haven't been the entire season.
Okay. Chad?
I disagree. I'm on Heather's side with this and how she handled that situation with Whitney, and I also disagree with Jamie when he said that she's like being petty the last few episodes. I mean, she's been petty with the I thing, but I still think Heather's the MVP of this show because she is still, to me, the most logical when it comes to how she handles situations. And we can see that when it flashes back to her confessional. She might play a little bit like in the group when everything's going on, but when it comes to that confessional, she's speaking some real shit on whatever the topic may be, at least in my opinion. When it came to this situation with Whitney, the way she was talking to her, she kept it real with her. Like, the friendship is in a broken spot. And I think that Whitney, I do agree that she was being nosy. She was relying on Heather to give her the tea like she always did in the past. But I think that specifically with this, and the question that you asked, if the friendship is broken and I actually cared about you, to me, I feel like it's going to take a minute for, even if something does happen to where it's going to, stray us away, it'll take a minute for me to get to an actual broken place. And when I say that I'm actually broken with our friendship, then yeah, it's going to take a minute for me to actually get back in that space with you, because whatever happened for me to get to a broken place is something that's really like serious. And I feel like I think that's fair. I think that the talk that Heather gave her was a fair talk. Like, bad weather as of right now is on a pause. Like, it's nothing we can really do at this moment until we figure those issues out. Yeah. And I respect Heather for that. I thought she was, like I said, I think she does have her petty moments where we look at her crazy, but I still think that she's the most logical person when it comes to the overall issues of stuff and how she views things.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I definitely agree with Heather more in this situation. Whitney got mad at Heather because Heather said she did not remember hearing Angie say something, which to me, as my BFF/cousin, if I say I don't fucking remember, then that's what you go with. You don't try to make it like I'm lying. And I feel like in situations like this, yeah, Whitney, you said, oh, Heather did all this stuff and you needed the friendship break. She's giving the friendship the break that she needed, because it seemed like they really cared about each other initially. So I'm sure it hurt her feelings, but you can't just say now like, oh, well, now the break is over, we can get back to where we were. No, I need a little time. I do think it's possible for them to get back close, but as Jamie said, I do agree with this. The one thing I agree with that came out of his mouth just a few minutes ago, Mr. Jamie, was that as long as they both wanted to get back to that point, then eventually I think that they can get back there. But unfortunately, as of not right now, Heather said, "No, B, I'm good. Yeah. You good with Lisa, y'all besties. You go do that. I'm cool over here." and we'll reconvene at another time. So,
well, Whitney didn't think this through. Yeah, Whitney didn't think it through. She was going to call Heather on her bluff. Okay, fine. You don't want to listen to me. We're going on a friendship break. And Heather said, cool. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Well, it would have been if Whitney had said that, but Whitney never said that. She told everybody else that Heather found out at damn dinner that they was.
I think that was like the last straw for Heather in this case.
And
because,
Heather's right in that scenario.
She was the one. Remember, Heather was the one that kind of, even having all these issues, every time they would see each other, it would always bother Whitney that Heather was just like, hey, Whitney was like, it's this elephant in the room. But I guess in Heather's mind, clearly how she is with Jen, she kind of moves on past things like just, really fast. I think when she found that out, especially going to everybody else and not her, even though, Whitney was saying she never listens to her. I mean, girl, it don't take 2 seconds to say, girl, let's take a break, or let's take, I don't know how you want to say it, especially to gossip all these other girls. And y'all have this. I think that's where it was. Yeah. I will say that I think Heather is kind of full of shit a little bit too. I understand what she's saying, and the message is clear. But I mean, Heather, I know that her and Whitney was so close, but I look at her and Jen Shah's relationship and how she's so easily to forgive her for things like, just about anything. And I just feel like you need to be the same. You need to be consistent with that energy. You know what I'm saying? I know that's bad weather, but sometimes I feel like Heather and Jen are much closer in the sense of how they are. Yes, they're cousins and stuff like that. They went to church together and stuff like that, Heather and Whitney. But I just feel like she's a bit inconsistent, when it comes to that whole thing. But her message and what she said, I thought it was clear. I thought it was very deep. And I hope that, Whitney takes this moment, because this is her fault. This is her fault.
Yes.
She is got what she wanted.
She created this. I don't know what was going through Whitney's mind at that little lingerie party when she threw her under the bus, and then afterwards she kept trying to make it seem like this girl said it. And even though she kept saying, we talked about it, that she didn't remember, and she kept trying to say as if she was lying. Like, I don't know what made her do that, but she did it. She had plenty of opportunity to kind of reel it back in, and she didn't. So it's just like, at this rate, I'm good on you for now. Bad weather it's good weather. It's sunny outside.
Yeah.
I think what bothered me with that situation, with their friendship, is that Whitney, you and Heather have this bond. And as soon as one little thing happens, it's like you are teaming up with me and your kind of arch nemesis. For me, that's an issue. Like, I would have an issue with that as well. It reminded me of Nene, Kenya, and Marlo in season 6, when Nene was having her issues with Kenya, and Marlo all of a sudden befriends Kenya, and they just the best of friends. And Nene blows up at the Bailey Bowl
baseball park.
You don't just team up with my nemesis and y'all go so hard. After we didn't have a fallout. To me, that's phony.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's ultimately, I can agree for a little bit, Cortez, that Heather should be consistent, right? But ultimately, when you're in relationships, you know the dynamic between you and another person. So Chad could say something to me, and I'm maybe like, okay, girl, whatever, that's fine. We'll just blow past it. We have a little whatever. Versus somebody else, and I'm going to take that completely different way, because maybe I have you in a different area with me. You don't get to tell me how I process what you did. And what I think that we all saw was with Jen and Heather, we have all commented how their relationship does not make sense. But ultimately, every time they have a fight, they have always come back and said that they've had a conversation off camera and resolved their issues. What we've seen this season is Whitney continuing to belabor this point every single time the camera was around, and only wanting to talk about it on camera, which seemed very, very disingenuous. And so I think it would have gone completely different had Whitney, Whitney was drunk that night anyway. Had you had a conversation with your homegirl, like, girl, I went off the rails. I'm so sorry. That is my fucking bad. That is my fuck. Exactly. And then she came back just sober, digging her heels in it, trying to do it. If you were my best friend, my cousin, and you continually try to stick it to me on camera, painting me as a liar, oh, absolutely not, because we're not having a conversation off camera. You're trying to embarrass me or make me look a certain way, and we don't come back from that.
Listen,
not for a minute. I need to cool off.
Heather is winning because Whitney's annoying as hell. I'm sorry.
We
I
said it
don't
was
know
going to
why
happen.
she's annoying. She finally sees what the hell Mary saw last year in that kitchen when she looked her up and down.
Women.
Women, because that's what she sees. No shade. We got
girl.
little girls. I think she finally sees all that because Whitney just at this rate, and Lisa should beware too. Well, you know what? Lisa ain't worried about Whitney. Whitney wants to be friend with Lisa. Lisa is gonna throw her to the side so fast, child. I can't wait to see it happen because then I don't know. Whitney gonna probably have to fight her way back for Heather, and Heather said, "You lost me, bitch. You lost me." All right. So we got 2 callers in the queue. I hate to end the discussion, but I do want to get them on because we have a little time left. If y'all have any final thoughts, we can give it at the end of after our callers. If this is your first time watching, this is where we do our callers. And so basically I send the link. I put the lines are open. The lines are always open though, but the lines are open in which you join the link. You can either do audio only. You can do video and audio. We'd love to see your face. It's up to you. But if you don't want to show your face like us, you can just do audio, like I said. And our first caller is actually going to be somebody who ain't been on this damn live in forever. People was asking for her. I reached out to her. She finally responded. And so it's going to be Lovable Lisa.
What? Oh my God, Lisa!
Lisa. Yes. I've been kind of sick and everything. Been going in and out of town for holidays.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling and doing better. How was your holiday?
But any kind I'm sorry. Any kind of let's get started. Like you said, Whitney is very annoying. I'm on Heather's side. Girl, you not finna be putting me down. And Chad, baby, that's what you kind of do. Kind of get a lawsuit against Jen. Allegedly. Okay. We always know allegedly
against Antonio.
Jen beat that tail. We know allegedly Jen beat that tail, okay? You got to say allegedly because we don't want to get sued, okay? So
Exactly.
we're gonna say allegedly Jen beat that tail, okay? And I'm gonna tell you about this ain't. I'm gonna tell you something. If anybody look at the show and you read that blog, that Shaw blog was not about Shaw and them. It was about Lisa and her husband. And I believe what they tell you too. Girl, please, you is around there acting like you got a lot of money. You probably ain't got number 2 cents in your bank account. And you kind of pretend because don't pretend like rich folks don't be broke.
Okay, because we know rich folks be broke.
Like they be rich.
Very true.
And they be broke for real. Okay, so that's on her. You know what I'm saying? But this other chick, what's her name is Angie K.
Oh, okay.
Angie K. If that's an Angie K, now that chick get on my nerves. I don't know what's her problem is. She going up and down sideways, baby doll. 1 minute you want to be Jen friend, 1 minute you don't want to be Jen friend, okay? Baby doll, we ain't got time for that. Get her out the show. But I'm like, everybody, y'all need to bring Mary back, okay? Because them chicks right there ain't getting it, okay? You just had this girl in the car with you, and not the other chick. You just had this girl in the car with you. You want to know all about their business and stuff. Talking about what your friend do, what your friend told you. And I'm like, Gene, don't bring it up if you ain't going to reveal your sources. You could, to me, you got to reveal your sources. I don't blame Jim getting upset. Baby, y'all gonna be like Heather, baby. Y'all gonna be walking around with black eyes. Allegedly. We don't say allegedly. Allegedly. We gotta say allegedly. You know, when the Williams always would us say allegedly. Okay, so we gotta say allegedly. The ass whooping, Jen got the ass whooping to help. Okay, she put in her place. She said, you heard her say, I'm trying to protect myself because I don't want another ass whooping. That's what it was. You don't want Heather don't want another ass whooping. So she keep her mouth shut. So I'm gonna tell y'all this and just sum it all up. I didn't too much like this season. I'm for real. It's not. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. And I've been trying to stay into it because I love the South Lake City. I like the way they come in. They need and somebody needs to call Andy. We need some more. We need some more new housewives on. I know Jen finna go to jail, so they're gonna be out the picture. She gonna get out the car. We need somebody gonna come in and whip somebody ass like Jen did. Okay, and that's just it right there, y'all. I told y'all everything. I like that. I like the fashion. And I did like this right here. Coach Shaw is not the one to be played with. He's not. He's like, he got the money, baby doll. He got the money. You said we owe you for that party. He got the money right there. We don't, baby. We sell our debts over here. We is not like that on him. We
That
sell
part.
our debts. Talking about she gonna run to the bank, bitch. You run to the bank and keep on running, okay? Keep on running
Oh,
past Salt
oh,
Lake City, okay? That's what you do. You in the $13,000 check, okay? That's what you do,
All
because
right,
I'm
Lisa,
getting
I got
tired of
we got
you.
one more call on. I gotta get you off. Okay, I know it's your first time back in the
Okay.
house. However,
I know. I
yeah,
love y'all.
we're
I
so
miss
glad
y'all
to have
so
you back.
much. I bet I've been
Lisa, we
sick though.
love you. Glad to
The
have you
next
back.
time I message you, don't message me back so late.
I told you I've been kind of sick going in and out.
Listen, y'all. Lisa left me on red. She left me on red. No, I'm glad you were able to
You
come
know
back.
you my heart, baby. You know you my heart. Also, you know what? I show my family your videos.
Mhm.
They think you and Mills look the same.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
Mims. I could maybe see that. I don't know.
Yeah,
They're
they
right.
think
Like
you and
they're
Mills
always
the
I
same.
don't
They
know.
think, yeah, because I was showing the videos when I went to Memphis and stuff. And they
Okay.
said, who are you be on? I said, Lean and all the way there. So I showed them y'all video. I ain't told Mills that yet, but I'm gonna tell them. Because both y'all very handsome men.
Well, thank
So I love y'all,
All
baby. I'm
right.
next to
you.
the
We love you
other
too,
call
Lisa.
come in. Love you,
Have a
All
good
right,
baby.
night.
sir.
Have a
Chad,
good
Bye,
don't get
Bye,
Jazz
Lisa.
Lisa.
good no more about Jean. Stop messing with Jean. She gonna whoop your ass now. Stop.
I'm telling y'all, it wasn't Jen. It was another J. Hmm.
Oh,
I mean, there's options.
Oh,
Anywho, our last caller before we lean out is going to be Tawana. What's going on, Tawana? What you got for
What's
us
up,
today? Happy
Tawana?
New Year too.
Hi, Happy New Year.
How are
Happy
you?
New Year.
Um, so I agree with the previous caller. This season has been kind of bland,
Mhm.
and this episode was kind of bland. I would get this episode like a 4.5.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
sick of I'm sick of the Heather and the black eye story. It's like either tell us what happened to your eye or stop talking about it. Um, I do like the friends of the shows. I don't understand why you guys don't like them. I know they're not the best like friends of we've had out of any franchise, but at least they gave us something to talk about, and I do think that they have potential because Angie H husband is messy. So I I would like to see more from that situation. I feel like he could be another Joe Gorga getting all in the
oh,
mix with the ladies.
we can only deal with
Um,
one.
I
One Joe
know.
Gorga.
You don't,
I do like Angie K, and I'm interested to figure out how she got all this money to be having these parties for her friends and buying her daughter's ponies and stuff. I do like Dana. I think she's got potential. She's young, and I can see her and Whitney, clicking up because they both
oh,
got that young thing going on. They both like in the mess, kind of crazy.
Hmm.
Um, I do like at
Sorry.
you guys don't like Dana or Dana? What's her
mm.
name?
I don't
Dana?
want to see her friends with Whitney. I want them to have a feud, and I want them to go at it
Right. It
because
smelled
I
like
really want to
hospital
see.
in here, child. That's what I think of when I see Dana. And it's. I'm sorry, no, they're not. They have little moments, but they're not enough to be like, oh, I'm just not invested in their individual story. I feel like a true friend of the show, a little bit more of them outside of the group, and then they come in the group and they out. None of them feel like I feel like all of them are trying to fight for a space, and I don't like
Okay,
that.
who out of the
Oh,
if we could make one of the three friends a main wife, who would it be for
Angie
you?
H for me.
Angie
H,
H.
H.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but they don't give her enough camera time. They kind of they limit her, and that's the only thing. That's why it's just like they're forcing the other two upon us, and they not giving it to me. Angie H, honestly, they can go. They could have started her off full time this year, and I would have been
Yeah.
okay with that because it made sense. These other
I
two,
I think her being excluded from that one trip is what hurt her.
Yeah.
Because if she would have been involved in that trip, we probably would have got more of her. I also want to say I do like that Coach Shaw gave Angie K her money. I really like that, and this Jen and Coach Shaw really shows that opposites can attract, because he's a very stand up, respectable person, and
Mhm.
she is not. Like, I would never guess he would be married to somebody like that.
So you're
And
saying he's probably more guilty than what we're saying?
no, I feel like he's a
That's what
good
I heard.
person, and she just a hot mess.
That's true. Two things can be true at the same time.
And one more thing, I do think that this franchise is in danger, and I think that they need a new production team. They need producers that are going to keep them on track with their storylines, because they're all over the place. They need producers that are going to put the heat on them, like, no, you're going to talk about this, not just letting them get off. Like, there is no way in hell y'all got a cast member that's about to go to jail for the type of crime she was going to jail for, and we're at the end of the season, y'all just now questioning if she's guilty or not.
That's what I said. That I was like, it's interesting that like now they're talking about Jen Shaw, like an entire season, 2 trips, wig parties, Marilyn Monroe parties, all this shit, and now y'all want to say, wait, you know what? She might be guilty. Like, it's crazy.
No, they
Yeah,
need
that's true.
producers that are going to put the heat on them, just like the producers at Potomac. Like, they put the heat on Robin to make her say, I just don't like Wendy. If the producers wouldn't have put the heat on her, she wouldn't have said that.
Mm.
But they kept questioning her, and that's what they need a producer to do with this cast. They need a producer that's going to keep questioning Heather. What happened to your eye? Is the person in the group? Do you feel comfortable being around a group? If they would ask her questions like that, then we would be able to narrow down who in the group probably did this to her.
Mm.
Like, they just letting them off the hook too easy, and this season was not enjoyable. I don't understand how we left off last season with a bang, with the one girl and her racist stuff, the hot mic moment, Jen getting arrested, and then we get this bland season after that. Like, no,
Yep.
they should be up there right with Beverly Hills, New Jersey, and Potomac with the type of stuff that happened last season. But
They
they just
literally
don't have the
didn't
right
even
production
mention.
team.
Yeah.
They,
They didn't mention the
it's like they
racism at
started from
all.
scratch. They kind of started over.
This
Yeah.
does feel
Yeah.
like a first season.
Yeah, their first season
Maybe,
was like miles better than this actually. But yeah,
maybe they can bring Jeannie back.
uh,
No,
I'm sure the only person that want that is Jamie.
Shut
no,
up! Y'all are not going to paint this narrative.
no. Maybe they could bring Mary Cosby back. That's who we need, Mary Cosby.
All right, Tawana, we're gonna get out of here. Okay, thank you for calling in. Okay, happy New Year
Bye,
again.
Thank
Tawana.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
Tawana.
Bye.
All right. No, y'all have any final thoughts? Anything for lead out?
No,
Okay.
I'm glad next season is the finale.
Next week.
Next season.
I mean next week. I'm sorry.
You try
I
to
was
write
thinking.
them all?
See, that's why you got
I'm
popped.
drunk.
I'm
Next week
glad
is the
next week
finale.
is the
I
finale.
thought that it was going to be 2 more episodes because the actual finale doesn't air until the 25th. I think I saw it said 20. It was like it's not 2 weeks from now. It's like 3 weeks from now. Unless I'm wrong.
No,
Am I
you're
right?
wrong.
I'm wrong.
She
I
said
did.
next week.
I do remember reading that the finale was going to air on blah blah blah, but it didn't really.
Okay,
say
so listen. The finale is next week, which is the 11th, right? I saw that the reunion doesn't air until the 25th. That's what I saw online.
Maybe they're giving us a 3-part reunion. Oh God.
But what
We're
I'm
still
no
gonna
saying,
get a
way.
what I'm
3
saying
fucking
is
part
there's a week in
reunion.
between, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
There's a week in between where there's no episode or reunion. That's what I read. I don't know. Maybe I am wrong, but I feel like I saw that on one of the pages. We'll confirm it nonetheless. You'll notice. Check the page. And we'll find out. But next week is the finale, and it doesn't look very eventful. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks very boring.
Mm-mm.
But we'll be here to talk about it to whatever, Jen, and we'll make the best of the you know what, next week should we all wear black eyes? Should we all wear Marilyn Monroe wigs? Or what should we do?
orange jumpsuits.
Oh no. Jail
Lord.
couture. I don't want to
Jail
ever look like I
couture.
have to go to jail because that's just not me. I can't
Jail couture.
emulate that.
I mean, the streets are saying. Never mind. I don't want
Stop
to say
listening to
it.
the streets, Mama Joyce. All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Like this
That
video.
entire
Thank
Mama
you for
Joyce
watching
wig.
tonight. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. For those watching Real Housewives of Miami, we didn't do a review last week on purpose. It was still the holiday, so we're gonna double up episode 7, episode 8. sometime this week, and we're going into next week. So look out for that. Of course, it's not a live show. It'll be a one of the pre-recorded shows and posted. So check that out. Potomac Monday. Like this video, and thank y'all for watching. Thank you, Tawana, and welcome back, Lisa. We'll see y'all next time. Okay.
Peace.